stolen.
Hey everybody, Glendale Mike, and I am out here at Heroes Regional Library. I have Sergeant Jeff Dacus with me, and Jeff, you guys have an exciting program going on here today to teach kids about crime scenes and also to be able to interact with officers. Tell me what's going on here today.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are out here today because what we're doing, this is the 6th annual Junior CSI Academy. You can see the crime scene is going on all around us. And we have an opportunity for kids, pretty much of all ages, to bring their big kids with them and see a better collaboration between the police and the community as we try to make the lives better with everybody that in our community we're working with. Now, we have opportunities to do DNA analysis, fingerprinting. They get to actually talk with real officers and kind of get a sense of what we do. There's a canine demonstration where they do narcotics. They do some of the obedience commands. We have a SWAT truck out there. We have a drone operator. Glendale is one of the leading partners in technology for law enforcement. So ultimately, everybody does the different stations, and they end up here at the crime scene where they're going to put all those skills to use. And what's great, Mike, is that we're in the library. We've partnered with the library the past 6 years to really show the science, tech, engineering, math, the STEM stuff, and to really bring the kids in here to show them this is a safe place. We want kids in the library. We want kids to be able to come to the cops. And who knows, we may be seeing the next chief of police here at this crime scene.
Right, and now, so the area where we are now, this is the actual crime scene. So you guys have clues around here, and then the officer's telling the kids a story about what happened, and they are looking around for the clues. So I'm going to grab one of these kids real fast. It looks like they found one of the clues. So, hey, what'd you guys find over there?
Was it a real thief?
What'd you find?
We found nothing in there. What? Well, we don't know.
Oh, you have to open it.
Wow, there's so much stuff in.
All right. Are you guys gonna try to figure out the clues?
Wow, look. Look here.
What is it? Is it a clue?
Yes.
Hi, can I ask you real fast, why'd you bring the kids out today?
Well, we wanted them to experience the different activities and learn about the police academy and all the different things that they have. So, get the interest.
They seem to be enjoying it. They're going to look around for the clues here. As we walk inside and show some of the other stations that are happening, we're going to take a walk into the library. I'll let you guys go ahead. Sergeant, after you. And we'll let the camera go ahead. And we'll follow the sergeant over to one of the other areas where we're going to see that they have fingerprinting and they have DNA evidence. So we're going to walk into the fingerprinting area first. What's happening over here, Sergeant?
Well, we actually have our real forensic technicians that are employed with the police department. They are actually doing some of the fingerprint analysis right now.
Great. Let's walk inside. Excuse me. Yeah. So
and what you're going to see is that we have real crime scene technicians that are working here, and they're showing the kids the basics of how to do fingerprint analysis.
Okay. We'll take a look at some of the kids. They're being fingerprinted. Is that right?
That's right. We have these child packets that are there. So if you guys are in the area, I definitely recommend coming down. They're doing something reminiscent of a child ID packet. So we're teaching the kids about fingerprinting, teaching about the science, but also hopefully getting the parents something to have longer term.
Okay. And again, we're at Heroes Regional Library today, and this goes until 2 o'clock today. So if people can't get out by 2 today, you're doing this annually.
Yeah, like I said, we'd go all around the city. We were at the main library and the Brown, and then Foothills. We're here in Heroes in 2018, so we'll be around. And I would encourage anyone that wants more information, contact the police department or any of the librarians, and they'll let you know.
And so here, it's not only showing the kids how fingerprints work, but parents get to take home a packet as well?
Yeah, they're given all kinds of swag. I think mostly it's for the parents. The parents like the swag more than the kids do. But it's really nice because hopefully the goal would be that by the time they get home, they're curious, and then the parents can engage them, and we can figure out how to get them to become, like I said, the next chief of police somewhere.
Great. Now, these are tight quarters, but we're going to swing around and go out this door and over to the next room. So we're going to take a little walk over here. And in the next room is where they have DNA evidence, and the kids are able to look at the DNA evidence and learn about how DNA works.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the things you're going to see is we didn't want to make it as we had when I was an investigator for all those years. You can't make things too crazy, but we can certainly try to gussy it up a little bit. So we have green paint that we're using as alien blood just to simulate some of the properties that we would find in DNA.
Okay, and then you're teaching the kids about how it works, and if they were out on a real crime scene, if they become officers when they're grown up, what they would be looking for, what they would see, and how it is used in an investigation.
Absolutely, and it's funny because if I ask even some of the officers what DNA stands for, I think they'll give me a run for my money. But it's amazing. When you get some shots of this, you'll see that DNA is everywhere. And we want to make sure that people understand that you can't enter a scene or leave a scene without some kind of transfer going on. And I think when kids see some of that, they become intrigued. and they see the evidence will speak for itself. It literally is like what you see on TV.
And we're looking at some of the green paint here. So how does that work? How is that illustrating how DNA is left around? I also see some things on the wall. There's a paper that has some of the examples of a handprint and maybe some hair strands, other things like that.
Sure. So basically, this is supposed to simulate a blood and DNA. And so what you see is they're given a definition about what these different areas look like, what a hand transfer looks like, what a swipe. And even on the second board over there, you see some of the wavy marks where something was drugged through a substance. And then the gal over there, she's one of our forensic techs. And so she actually responds to the scene. The kids are being able to see, take a look at the wall, see if you can make these on your own because they're having to practice right there on the table. And they're able to make the same kind of things they're seeing up on the wall. And then the forensic tech is showing them, you can go ahead and collect all kinds of evidence. And we show them how to do it. Because getting the evidence is one thing, but preserving it correctly is another. And it's all going to be so that at the end we can solve the case and put the bad guy in jail.
Right, and this is fun for kids. We've all watched CSI at home as adults. Kids probably aren't watching that on TV, hopefully. But here they get a real-life experience, and it's not scary with like real red blood and stuff. You use green blood, call it alien blood, and that softens it for the kids so that they can learn this without a scary environment.
Absolutely, and it would be important too. And if you see on the ground, what they've done also, they've shown what happens in the influx of gravity and air over there on the right-hand side. They actually have all over the ground there. Here's what happens when the blood or the paint falls.
And DNA is still a relatively new, over the course of our history, relatively new thing used in investigations. It's really changed the way investigations have happened.
Yeah, and I will tell you, too, that we had a case. I was a homicide detective years ago, and we had a case where we had someone in the 80s on a kidnapping and then, unfortunately, a homicide. The person was bound with duct tape, and at the time, they had no leads. Well, with the advent of DNA analysis, and with Glendale being one of the leaders in law enforcement for technology, we were able to take that evidence from the 80s and re-examine it and pull, this is a true story, they pulled DNA from that. We were able to identify a suspect, and our homicide detectives were able to go across the country, get the suspect, get a confession, and make an arrest. So DNA doesn't go away. And so if you committed a crime, you left something behind, and we're going to get you.
All right, sounds good. We have another really cool thing to show over here. It's a little bit of a walk, so we're going to have a little chat with Alfredo following us with the camera. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Hey, hi Luke, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, why'd you come out today?
Well, my dad's running the event, but I always really like to volunteer a lot and give my time away to help the community at stuff kind of like this.
And I talked to your dad before we started. He said you've been doing this for years.
Yeah, I've been doing it probably for about 5 years, just volunteering at libraries, at local community events. This is like my third time coming to one of these events, though.
Right. And when you were little, what did it mean to you to come out and kind of learn about, I know not just because your dad does it, but just in general, how a crime scene works?
It meant a lot. It was really cool to learn, cool to see some of the stuff. I really enjoy learning about stuff. It's really fun.
Great. Well, thanks for volunteering and helping out today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Luke.
All right, we're going to turn over this way, and over here they have 3 canines. And Sergeant, tell me about how canines are used in Glendale PD.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I tell you what, I'm not the best person in the world to talk about the dogs because they're so amazing. I just want to love on them. But what we use our dogs for, we have different kinds of working dogs. We have bomb detection dogs, we have narcotic dogs, and then we have the working street dogs that sometimes are cross-trained that way. And you can see they're doing an obedience training right now. That's the supervisor right there with his canine officers. And the canine partner is literally trained to do everything that the canine tells them to do. So when the officer gives a command, the dog will obey. They're trained that way. And it's great because the dogs are there to protect the officers. And that's the trade-off.
Another important aspect of this Junior CSI Academy that we haven't really touched upon is it really gives the public a chance to interact with officers in a positive way. Often when you guys are seeing people out at crime scenes and whatever, it's not always the best experience for everyone because they have a lot going on. But in this situation, you're able to show them that you guys are people who are happy to serve and help the community. So what's it mean to you as a sergeant to be able to interact with the public and hopefully, change some, and if they had any negative perceptions, change them into positive perceptions?
Sure, and I'm glad you asked the question because so often we battle some of the media and some of the people's perceptions, and 5 stories down the road, people think they know what goes on. And I will tell you, in the 22 years I've been in Glendale, I actually had one call for service, only one time, where a parent called in and said, will you explain the danger of using drugs on my kids? And we talked to some young kids for about a half hour. It was the best call I've ever had, and I remember it back from when I was a young officer. And what you're seeing here, I hope, is that we got the times that we're on calls for service, you're right. We're busy. We're doing a job that a lot of people don't want to do. And we have a very specific goal in mind. Here, the kids, the parents can see us differently. Yeah, we're also wearing a uniform. Purposely, I want everybody to see us in a uniform. But I want us to see us serving. Because public safety is public service. And I've been in public safety almost 25 years. And it has literally been, as you saw with my son, a life of service. And as long as I can still draw breath, we're still going to be serving people. And so this is a great opportunity for even some of the young people that go, I don't know what cops do, but if they get to do all this, I'm in.
Right. Glendale PD, we appreciate you guys and everything that you do, and putting yourselves out there on the line, to help serve our community and to keep us safe. So thank you for all you do. Thank you for educating the public and for giving them a chance to interact with you here. And this is just a great event. We hope to be back next year again.
Amen. Thanks. You're welcome anytime.
All right. Thank you, sir. Again, we're here at Heroes Regional Library, and it's the Junior CSI Academy. It's an annual event, and this one ends at 2 o'clock today. But if you can't get over here to the library today, make sure you look and check out for the next one.